Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about what's the relationship between this and this. Hi everyone, I'm Jay and welcome back. This is episode 3 and today, as you can see, we've got a really strong lineup here. This is a very strong brand. I'm going to be talking about this brand. For those of you who are first to viewing, I'm Jay. Like I said, my general passion is Japanese sake, and I'll be talking to you about the various different products I have on the portfolio. These are just some of them. And so today we're going to be talking about Hyakujuro, which is from Hayashi Brewery. So Hayashi Honten has been around since around 1920. So it's kind of really celebrating over 100 years in operation. That isn't necessarily unusual for a craft sake brewery. I mean, many sake breweries are steeped in a long traditional history, even longer than way longer than 100 years. However, this brewery is particularly special, and since the fact that the brewery has now been handed down to a female CEO and president, taken over from her father and grandfather before that. Her name is Reiko Hayashi. And it's from, I guess, a North American perspective, you know, why would be interested in the fact that she's a female brewery owner? But in Japan, culturally, that's quite unusual, considering how many, hundreds or, we have around 1,200 breweries in Japan, and only around 50 of those breweries have either a master brewer or an owner who is female. So she's really kind of a pioneer in that respect. But she's also a pioneer for a couple of reasons. And I'll explain those reasons as we go on. So Reiko-san took over the brewery in 2019. And in that time, she's developed her own very unique style. She's added to the brewing process. And it's a mouthful, and it's called the Next Generation Additive-Free Lactic Acid Bacterium Manufacturing Method. And this is a 100% natural process. So in terms of the composition of the brewing process, she uses rice malt, water, koji mold, yeast, and lactic acid bacteria in the brew. So since this process is called an additive-free lactobacillus fermentation method, there's actually a 34% increase in the production of amino acids, making this a really kind of healthy, a much healthier sake product than using the regular traditional methods. So in terms of lactobacillus and why it's important, so lactobacillus is important to your body's microbiome system, right? It's a type of flora, basically. So in summary, this sake is made from living microorganisms that have a positive impact on your body's microbiome system. So this is a very new and stable way of brewing. And in actual fact, I mean, this is actually a really big deal. And it's the only brewery in Japan that has a patent for that type of brewing method. So if you look here on the label, I'll hold it a bit closer, you can see there's a green sticker on there, and I put it in the corner here as well, that this is a actual probiotic patent seal that is on each of these bottles. So I mean, we're talking beyond organic at this point. Now we're talking about serious health impacts. I'm not sure we can say that about wine for the most part, but definitely this is the first sake product that has that type of positive impact on the body. So yeah, this is one of the fundamental kind of unique points about this particular sake. So the question becomes, what does this fine looking gentleman from 1882 to 1969 have to do with this brewery and these products? So if you notice on the product labels, they all have a similar theme of the kind of face if you look at it carefully. So this man's name was Hyakujuro Ichikawa, and this product range is Hyakujuro. And this particular actor was a famous kabuki actor from around that time. So he was not only famous for being a kabuki actor, and in this case, kabuki is is basically a form of Japanese arts. It's Japanese theater in effect, where they dress up in makeup and costume and they perform on stage in live art. So he donated around 1,200 cherry blossom trees to a famous area in Gifu, Kakamigahara. And this viewing spot is basically announced as now one of the 100 famous cherry blossom spots in Japan. And if you've been to Japan, you'll see that there's cherry blossoms like everywhere, and they're very, very much into cherry blossoms. And so this particular spot by the Shinsakai River in Kakamigahara is the top 100 beauty spots, right? So, and this is determined from the Japan Cherry Blossom Association, right? So this is a really famous spot. So in honor of him, these particular labels and this brand was created to show homage to him. So this spot, is a 4 kilometers of cherry blossoms across the river, and it looks absolutely stunning. And he's never going to be forgotten as a result of that. But now this brand exists, so if you could look at the faces carefully, you'll see that this kabuki actor is a theme on all of these products, and it's a real great homage to him. So these particular products come in various different styles. For example, this one's a Junmai Extra Dry, and this one is a Junmai Ginjo Yamahai, and this little guy here is a Junmai Daiginjo. So there's various different styles of sake from this brewery, but also the colors of these labels are kind of in tune with the kind of avant-garde style of kabuki as well. So in my portfolio we have these, but there are many different types and styles, autumn styles, fall styles of sake, all sharing the same kind of interesting label fascia, and also really kind of colorful as well. So this is a wonderful product series. And again, like I said, all of these are probiotic based now. It used to only be a few, but now I think the whole product line, I believe, is now a probiotic approved. So it's great to have as a health product almost. Of course, alcohol's in the product, so ultimately you drink responsibly, but internally it's not as no sulfites in sake as well, so there's many different health benefits for that. But anyway, so this is the general theme of Hyakujuro 110 means in Japanese, but this is a really amazing brand, and Reiko Hayashi's done a really wonderful job kind of reinventing how the brewery has handled how they process sake, and also in terms of marketing. She's internationally the products is getting out there as well. So over time, Hyakujuro brand and Hayashi Honten is becoming more and more well known. I've known about it since my time in Japan, and I've always had a fondness for this sake. So now it's in North America, and it's the love that's in this bottle is spreading. Over time, please, if you come across it, try it, enjoy it with food as usual, and keep drinking. I think that's it for today's session. I hope this has been interesting and useful. Please keep watching, keep drinking. In later videos, I know that there's been some requests for me to do kind of tastings, but right now I'm trying to get familiar with the stories for people to understand, it's more than just what's in the glass and what you're drinking, but there's a history behind it. There's a passion behind it from the brewers, and those stories and why they exist are almost and equally as important as what you're actually drinking. So a lot of love and patience, attention over time, years and years of perfection of handcrafted craft sake is something that we should all appreciate, and we should all have some understanding of it as well. So please enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. If you're interested, you like what you hear, you're interested in the stories, and you're learning some interesting bits, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video in series 4. Thank you.